the business of your skill. The
Correct.
business of your skill.
Yes.
And I actually like that topic. I think it's a very interesting topic. And when I saw the topic, it really got me thinking. And I think number one, we need to define what a skill is. What is a skill? People use that word very often. Say this person is very skilled at this, or I have the skill to do this. Let's just, for formality's sake, define what a skill is. I'm sure everybody has an idea,
Yes.
but just to get it out of the way, definition of what a skill is. A skill is an ability to do something noticeably well. An ability someone has to do something noticeably well. Now, noticeably well can be exceptionally well or just well.
Exactly.
So, as long as above average, it can be considered a skill.
Correct.
Um, but there are different types of skills. Um, there are two types of skill, two major type of skills. There is the innate skill, and that's what called the natural skill. That
Yes.
is a skill you have from birth.
Correct.
You are given this skill, you just have this skill, you are born with it. It's like your default setting, it's just there, it's programmed into you when you were born. You don't know why you have it, you don't know why God entrusted you with it, but you have
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Everybody has a natural skill. Everybody. There
Correct.
is nobody on earth that doesn't have
SK.
a unique natural skill. Everybody has a
Correct.
natural skill.
That's
Now,
correct.
that's the first type of skill. The second skill that you can have as a person is what is called an acquired skill. An
Acquired skill.
acquired skill. Now this is a skill you learn whether voluntarily or involuntarily. You understand? It's an acquired skill. It might be a skill you've learned by going to school or learning under somebody to learn how to do something. Or it might be something you didn't really pay attention to learning, but because you've been in that environment for an extended period, you just can't help but learn. So I can say a skill can be knowing how to speak French. It can be an
Correct.
acquired skill.
Yes, sir.
It's never a natural skill to know how to speak French. Nobody comes out of
At
the
all.
womb trying to speak in French. So it can be an acquired skill, but you can learn how to speak French by going to a French school, or you can learn how to speak French by just living with French people and you just
Correct.
speak French and you are just forced to just take in some words.
Yes.
So it is. Sorry, I keep getting requests for people to join. So
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know
I'll
why
disable
I'm
the
the
line.
one admitting people. Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. Is that okay now?
So but I still hope people can still join though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
joining.
yeah, it's okay.
Exactly.
But
I'll
are you
handle
able
that.
to give them access?
Exactly. I'll handle that from
Okay,
there.
all right, no problem. Okay, so you can have an acquired skill, which is something you gain by going all out to learn something under a teacher or even learning it just by being in a particular environment for a long period of time. So
Yes.
we have natural skill, we have acquired skill. All of us have at least one of these things. We all have a natural skill. Some of us have natural skills and acquired skills.
Yes.
But now, for the sake of this session,
Yes.
I want us to focus. Now, I want us to focus on your natural skill.
Natural skill.
And the reason why I'm more focused on natural skill than acquired skill
Yes.
is because, as I said, everybody has it and you have it to a particular measure. Now,
Correct.
you can choose to have a business from your acquired skill, or you can choose to set up a business from your natural skill. Now, if I were to advise anybody, I would always advise you set up a business from your natural skill,
Yes.
not from your acquired skill. Try as much as possible to set up a business from your natural skill. Now, why? Because number one, your natural skill comes with you. As I said, it's a default setting, factory
Correct.
setting. It was in
Correct.
you. It comes at a particular percentage. Now, it's never at full percent. Never. It's never at full percent. Nobody comes in natural skill at full percent. So it comes at now you can come at 50%, 40%, 20%, but you have a natural skill. The acquired skill comes at 0% because you don't have it at all.
Correct.
You go to learn it from scratch.
Yes, sir.
Now, the reason why I say focus more on your natural skill if you want to start a business than from your acquired skill is not a rule of thumb. I'm just advising. It's because it will take you longer to build your acquired skill to a point of perfection because you're starting from zero, than it will take you to build your natural skill that you are starting from maybe 5. It's easy for you to get to 10. A lot of times your natural skill comes higher than 5. It comes maybe at 7. So you can attain 10.
Correct.
In a short time. And then you won't need to spend as much money. Because your acquired skill is coming from 0, you might need to spend a lot of money. So you might see yourself going from school to school, teacher to teacher, before you become a professional. But people who focus more on their natural skill do just a little and they become professional in a very little time. Yes, so they do not spend as much money and as much time building those skills. That's my only reason for asking you to focus on your natural skill first.
Yes.
Now, the business of your skill. Now, I want to start by saying that your skill, the business of your skill, can be categorized in 3 parts. If you want to use your skill as a business or channel your skill as a business, there are 3 parts. Now, I'm used to talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it in different terms than I'm used to talking about this, because I've spoken about this in different on different platforms before. Okay. But I'm going to use a little bit different terms because I've done more thinking about it. Now, your skills, your business skills, comes in 3 parts, in 3 levels.
Okay.
And it's important that if you are going to be successful in using your skill as a business, it's important you go through all these 3 levels. Correct. All these 3 levels. Okay. If you jump 1 level, it always comes out imperfect. It wouldn't be well formed. So you must go through those levels. It's just like when a baby is delivered. You know, if a baby is delivered before term, it doesn't go through all the trimesters. Right. And it is delivered maybe in the 2nd trimester. That baby can't come out looking normal. There's no way. Yes. It cannot come out looking normal. In fact, the earlier the trimester the baby is delivered, is either number 1, it comes out dead, or it comes out highly deformed, or it comes out and the deformation can come out in physical form or can be in an internal form. So the baby might look normal, but the brain is not well developed or the internal organs are not well developed. The same thing is when your skill doesn't go through these 3 levels I'm going to share with you tonight.
Yes, sir.
Now, the first thing in the business of your skill, in using the business of your skill, the first stage I would advise everyone to go through is seeing your skill. Seeing, like have a sight of your skill.
See your skill.
You must be able to see your skill. You must be able to see your skill. That's the first thing. You must be able to see it and acknowledge it. It's very important. That's the first thing. Seeing your skill. The moment you see your skill, you have taken the orientation course. You are in the orientation period of going into business.
Correct.
It's just like when you are admitted to university. You know, the first week or the first 2 weeks, you go through orientation. You're not going to class. They're just coming. They're telling you to assemble in a particular place. They'll tell you where the library is. Tell you where the sports facility is. It's almost like it's just having fun. You understand? A lot of times when people go through orientation period in school, they feel like if that's what school is all about. They feel like university is really cool because all you're doing is just taking a tour around the university. Now, this sight of your skill is almost like an orientation period. You must be able to sight your skills, to see your skills. Some people are luckier than others. They are able to sight their natural skills very early on. I was very lucky in that sense. I realized that I was good at art from a very young age. Since before I can consciously remember any other event in my life. I remember I loved drawing. I knew it was what came to me naturally. It was very easy for me to look at something and draw it. As a matter of fact, I watch my kids right now.
Yes.
And what they do is they look at something, maybe they have a cartoon that they like, and they say, okay, I like to watch Mickey Mouse per se. Let me use that as an example.
Correct.
And what they do is that they will now go on the internet, maybe on my phone, and get a photo of Mickey Mouse and start to draw it from that photo.
Yes.
And I was telling them the other day that you guys are so lucky. You can go to the internet and download a photo.
Exactly.
Yes, and start to draw from that. When I was younger, the first time I watched Mickey Mouse, I would have to watch it very well and pay strict attention to all the details. Then when they finish it, and I'll go back because there's no internet to go and get that image again. And I'll go back after that and start to draw.
Sorry. We can't hear you, sir. Okay. Talk now, sir. Great.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, back. Great.
Okay. So as I was saying, when I was younger, I had to watch something on TV, retain it. Then after the program, I will go and try to draw what I just watched. Or sometimes I'm drawing it as the animation is going on. So that was the first inkling that I knew that I had the talent to draw, because then my sisters, I have two sisters,
yes,
they would try to draw and they will not get it. In fact, they will not be able to retain what Mickey Mouse ears look like.
Yes.
But I could retain what those ears. I knew what his eyes looked like. I knew I had a skill, and my parents knew very early too that I was skilled at drawing. So I knew my natural skill very early. It's very important that you cite your skill early. Very important. Yes, very early. It's very important that you cite your skill very early. A lot of people are not able to cite their skills, and it's a big problem. It's a big problem. Yes. It's a big problem. It gets harder to cite your skill when you are an adult, because then you've been influenced by so many things that you don't know what comes to you naturally anymore.
Yes.
I met somebody today. I met a lady today, and as a matter of fact, I met her because we were doing some business together, and she was meant to be the HR lead of that company. She was in charge of HR, and as we were talking, I realized that she didn't have the best. I was surprised that she was in charge of HR to start with, because she didn't seem like a very relatable person. You understand? Okay. Yes, didn't seem like she had human relation skill. I kind of noticed that. But then when we got talking, she showed me some photos. I said, because we're talking about a project, I said, I would like us to use photos like this and she showed me some photos on her phone. And those photos were actually amazing. And I had to stop her. I said, who took these photos? And she said, which ones? I said, this one's on your phone. She said, I took these photos. I said, you took these photos? She said, yes. It was a restaurant, actually.
Interesting.
And I said, these photos are amazing. I said, I'm not really sure. I just took them. I said, these photos are really amazing. Do you know you're a good photographer? He said, I don't really know. I don't think so. I said, why are you? I'm like, are you doing anything in photography? Are you learning anything in photography, or did you go for it? I said, no. And these photos were amazing. It looks like what you will see on stock imaging and stuff like that. I took with that phone. Wow. I was so, two things amazed me. The fact that she was working in HR when she was a good photographer. Yes. The second thing was that she had no idea that she had that skill. So she couldn't cite that skill. She was blinded to her skill. Yes. And I asked her, she said, what do you think your skill is? I went to the best universities. I said, you're not answering my question. You told me the universities you went to. You told me what you studied. Yes. But that doesn't make me know that is your skill. Your skill is independent of your university. HR person, because I've just known you for a, and I was surprised that she hadn't seen her skill. And I will tell you why she couldn't see her skill, because she said something. But the first thing is you must be able to cite your skill.
Must be able to
Very
cite your skill.
important.
Okay, great. Great.
And the second thing with citing your skill is that once you cite your skill into a passion,
Okay.
you must be able to turn your skill that you've noticed into a passion. And what does it mean to turn your skill into a passion? It means that you acknowledge, you accept it, that that's your skill, that's what God gave you. You do not fight with it, you do not deny it, you do not mock it, you do not look down on it. You accept it as your own.
Yes.
And you embrace it, you love it, you take it as your own. You don't look at somebody else's own and wish that was your own. Because that's the problem people have with passion. I have a lot of people that have healthy passion, and some people have an unhealthy passion.
Yes.
And the healthy passion is the passion you have that comes from your own skill, where you say, this is who I am, this is who Tola is, these are my strengths, and I decide to celebrate what is my own strength and my own skill.
Correct.
The unhealthy passion is when I look at my friend Uche, and Uche is a good footballer, and I say, oh man, I like how Uche plays football. I want to play football like Uche. In fact, I want to be like Uche. That can be unhealthy, because now that has nothing to do with your skill, because you can't play football.
Yes.
You only covet what Uche has, and you take that as your passion. And now when you realize that when you watch shows like American Idol, or what this one is doing, The Voice Nigeria, and you watch their auditions, some people sing and you're like, how did this person have the guts to audition for this thing and come? You understand? You kind of think that
how did they even pass through the audition?
People, how they pass through the audition? You understand? How that person tell himself that I was born to sing? And those people that come for those shows that cannot sing are those people that have an unhealthy passion. They've seen someone that can sing, but they never ask themselves, is it my natural innate talent to be able to sing? But they just covet somebody else's own, and they force their way to become good singers, and at best they become average singers. You understand? So you must be able to turn your own particular skill into a passion. You must be able to turn your skill into a passion and embrace it and say, this is my skill.
Correct.
I love my skill. It was given to me by God. I don't know why God chose me to give me this skill, but I'm not going to compare it to my sisters. I'm not going to compare it to my fathers. This is mine.
Correct.
And I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to love it. And you marry it, and you decide you're never going to divorce it.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
There was this cartoon I used to watch as a boy. It was called Captain Planet. I don't know if anybody ever watched Captain Planet. But it was a very old cartoon, and it's all these cartoons about how to take care of the planet. Yes. And it was about 5 guys, and all of them had rings, and they were all given rings to control different elements in nature. One could control water, one could control earth, one could control animals, one could control wind, one could control I've forgotten what the 5th one was, but they all could control something. And I remember an episode I watched where one of them was jealous because he felt like if he had the weakest power, because he felt like if he wished he could control water or control wind or control fire. I think it was one that could control the heart of animals, and was the youngest, and he felt like if that was a very weak power he had. And in the end, he ended up realizing that his power was almost the strongest. And that's how we feel sometimes with our skill. We recognize our skill, but we feel like if there is no market for it. We feel like if it's not a good skill. So we kind of get jealous and want other people's skills. And that's the first thing you must do. You must be able to turn your own skill into a passion by loving it. You must love your own skill. It's very important that you love your own skill. After you've turned it into a passion by embracing it and loving it, you must be able to train and use it. And this is where, remember, this is the first stage of your using your skill as a business. And it is what I normally call the passion stage. This is where you try to train that skill that you have. Remember, your skill is still very young and you're just discovering it. It's important that you train it to use it. And training can come in different ways. Now, this is where you realize that you have a skill in drawing, or a skill in singing, or a skill in talking to people, in communication. This is where you now say, I want to train it and use it. Now, this is where you go to school. You look for a good school to teach you how to use your natural talent. And that's when you become exemplary in your class. I made the first mistake when I realized I had the skill for art. But I thought, I don't want to be an artist. I don't want to be painting, because then I felt like if artists were not successful. So I was shying away from it. So I said, you know what, I will go and study architecture, because architects have more dignity and they are more recognized in society than an artist. So I went to study architecture in the Obafemi Awolowo University, and I did not do well at all. I didn't get kicked out. I finished with a 2-2, but it was just about. In fact, my heart was in my mouth. I'm surprised I finished with a 2-2, to be honest with you. But it was a terrible experience academically for me. A very terrible experience. I had carryovers in science courses, and that's because I just took architecture. But architecture is not totally an art. It's an art and a science. But because I wanted to impress people by taking up a science, because I felt like if art was for dumb people or people that were not very smart, the science guys were always smart, I took up that science, even though it didn't come to me naturally. And I had a very frustrating time. Now,
we the science student always feel like the most serious, ones in school back then.
Yes. A lot of people made that mistake, and it was our parents. You understand? Our parents' society just make us feel like if the science ones, they're the doctors, they're the engineers, they're the smart ones. I kind of feel art. Who does art? Art is done as a hobby. It's just a pastime. Nobody does art, and we are beginning to realize that art is really important, because a lot of people that just went into science, not because they have a skill, they were more artistically inclined, but gave up that, are regretting it right now because they are working jobs that they hate. Now, I was lucky because I was able to retrace my steps back to art when I graduated from university, and I discovered my love for graphic design, which was more purely art. And I went to a school in Canada to study art. Now, all my life, I've been an average student. Primary school, secondary school. In fact, primary school, I was way below average. I can't say I was average if there were 36 people in class and I was 32. So I was way below average, you understand? But in IFE 2, I struggled. But when I went to Canada to study computer interactive multimedia and design, I came out and I was on the honor roll, on the president's honor roll twice. I was given that award twice in my class. And my parents were surprised. This was Tola, the average student, not good academically. But when he went to a school in Canada to study what aligned with his natural talent, he was doing exceedingly well. So you must be able to train and use your skill. And that is when you decide to go and learn. Now, you might go to school, or you might go for some form of apprenticeship under somebody who is a professional and a master at this thing, and you learn and you offer value. But it's important that at this first stage, this citing your skills stage, it is very important that you do not focus on making money yet. That's a mistake people make. In their first stage, that's citing your skill and being passionate, they focus too much on money. I talk to a lot of people who are designers. Because I'm a designer, I talk to a lot of designers, and it's incredible how many designers I meet that start talking about money at a very early age, and I'm like, what's
thinking?
Pressure? You understand? I meet a 21-year-old, and the person is telling me, I've been doing graphic design now for 1 year, and I'm not making money. I want to get big clients, and I'm like, 1 year? I'm like, 1 year? You're just in your orientation
stage
period.
Yes.
You're 21. I'm like, enjoy your life. I told someone this just 1 year old, try out new things, try out graphic design, enjoy it, and don't take the burden of being a 40-year-old, because a lot of them are taking. I asked him,
Exactly.
do you have a wife? He said no.
No.
Do you have children? He said no. Are you sending anybody to school? He said no. So what's this rush about having big clients after 1 year at 21 of doing graphic design? You understand? You just cited your skill. Have the passion. You understand? Be on your honeymoon with your skill right now. You understand? I know what honeymoon is.
Yeah.
Honeymoon is when you and your wife are not yet ready to face the realities of life.
Yes.
So you go to a place where they will serve you in the morning, serve you at night. Your wife doesn't cook. You understand? You yourself, you are not washing any clothes. You are not, you do it maybe for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but it's honeymoon, and it's very important.
Yes.
Honeymoon is very important. A lot of people don't do it anymore.
When you don't face the realities of life,
that's a fault anyway. You can do a honeymoon in a hotel in your area, because if you do that, I'll just use the marriage example with your skill. A 21-year-old who has just is in his second year of just developing his skill or finding his skill, and is already burdened with, I'm not making enough money, is making the mistake that people that get married and just jump straight into the reality of marriage make. The problem is with that is that.
Why, sir?
Okay, and the problem with that, people that don't do any form of honeymoon, even if it's for a week or for 2 days, is that the day after you're married, instead of you and your wife to talk about the wedding and enjoy and look at photos, your wife is cooking. You understand?
Yes.
She's cooking, washing plates and doing stuff like that. Look, you have your whole life to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to enjoy that your honeymoon, because you might never have that honeymoon period again. Never. You will never go back to a point where you guys will just be individuals, just loving each other without any stress. So that's why that honeymoon period is important. And that's why even with your citing your skill period, you must enjoy your passion stage. Don't worry about money. Yes. Don't worry about money. Just enjoy your skill, enjoy training. What you should be asking yourself in that first stage of your business, of your skill usage, is, am I getting stronger? Is my skill getting better? Am I moving from 7 to 10? You understand? That's the most important thing. What's in your bank account doesn't matter at that point, especially if you are young. Now, it's a more complicated scene when you are a 40-year-old that just found your passion and you have three children. Correct. It's harder. Yes. But if you are not, do you understand? Please, by all means, take the liberty to enjoy yourself in that first stage. Correct. Now, what are the obstacles that stop people from citing their skills? From easily citing their skills, what are the obstacles? Now, I will go back to that woman that I met today that didn't know she was an incredible photographer. Yes. Why didn't she know? I kept on talking to her and I said, why? Why do you think you don't know? And she said, well, maybe because I grew up in a house that my dad was an artist, my older brothers were artists, and whenever they looked at my work, they always told me I wasn't good enough. So because of that, she always felt like when it came to creative stuff, she wasn't good enough. So she just pushed it to the side and never thought of it as something she was good at. And that's what stops people from citing their skills. It is wrong or negative associations.
Wrong and negative
when you grow up in a wrong or negative environment, you will find it very hard to find your natural skill. When you grow up in a place where people are not interested, let's assume, like me, I could draw, and something that helped me was my younger sister.
Yes.
I always showed her my drawings, and she always told me, "Oh, Tola, your drawings are good. You are really good. Oh, I really wish I was like you." Look, even now I can remember that from her. She always told me, your drawing is really good. I wish I could draw as well as you. You understand? That was a positive voice for me. You need a positive voice around you in the passion stage of your business. Never surround yourself with critical people that are hopelessly critical. Some people are constructively critical, but you must even be wary of those people that constructively critical, because sometimes some people just need to grow. They don't need your input of saying you are not as good as, because sometimes those people that are constructively critical compare you to people that are established already. So you look at their work is not as good as Mr. Tola Alabi's job. I have seen Mr. Tola, but what they don't realize is that this person are telling their work is not as good as Mr. Tola Alabi's is just has 2 years experience. Mr. Tola has 16 years experience. Is that a fair? So true, you might be critical, and true, the person might not be as good as me. But if you look at it, look at it in real context, it's not because they are bad. It's because they haven't gone on the journey that I have gone on. So you must surround yourself with people that are positive, people that are enforcers, people that can see that little that you are doing and saying, and they can see the seed of that skill in you and say, this is your skill. You are really good at this thing. You are good at it. You are not perfect yet, but you are good.
Yeah, good.
So the first thing is you must cite your skill. You must be able to cite your skill. The second thing,
yes, sir.
The second stage of the business of your skill is you must be able to sell your skill. Remember, the first thing is citing your skill or seeing your skill.
Yeah.
The second stage is you must be able to sell your skill.
Correct.
Yes. Now, the second stage, you must be able to sell, S-E-L-L, sell your skill. Now, if you are going to look at this in years, your first stage, which is to be able to cite your skill,
yes,
I would say give it 3 to 4 years max. You understand? For you to go through your passion period and really enjoy learning, going to school. Why I say 3 to 4 years? Because 4 years is the time. If you sign up for a course, let's say you go to a standard university, it take you 4 years or 5 years to graduate. But most times 4 years if you are doing some other thing. But 4 years. Now that 4 years, you are not thinking about money. You're just thinking about getting better, training your skill and using. That's your passion stage.
Exactly.
Now the next 4 years, what you're going to focus on is how to sell your skill. You should graduate from your citing your skill level to going into your selling your skill level. Now, at this stage, never do free work.
Don't do free work.
Don't do free work. Now, because people talk about free work a lot, and they make it seem like free work is a taboo. They say free work. They make free work seem like it is a taboo.
You did a video around something like that. Remember?
Yes, exactly. Free work is not a taboo. You understand? It's not, because there's a time to do free work. You understand? There's a stage for free work. Look, if you just started doing whatever it is you are doing as a business, you just got into it. Let's say you just started cake making, or you just started photography, or you just started singing. Look, by all means, go ahead and do a free cake for your mom, for your dad, for your cousin. You understand? Because that's the stage you are trying to learn. You understand? You're trying to make mistakes. You understand? So do free work. So people kind of, it's funny when I meet someone that's just started designing 2 months ago and saying, I will never do free work, or put up a post on Instagram. Free work is bad. Say no to free. I'm like, you're saying no to free work at 2 months into design. You're going to suffer. You understand? Because how will people know that you can do this thing? You understand? So free work is not a taboo. It only becomes a taboo after those first 4 years of your passion period. Then you've been doing, let's imagine that you are now in your 6th year and you are still like, your cousins are still come to meet you. So do this thing for me, free work now, free work. Then there's something wrong with that picture. That's not what you want. So in this stage, you must learn how to sell your skill. Number one thing, stop doing free work. Tell yourself, I'm going to stop doing free work. I'm going to get someone to
everyone type, I'm going to stop doing free work.
Yes, exactly. You can type it. You can remember. Type it in capital. Stop doing free work in your selling stage. You understand? And after 4 years, you reach your 5th year. Do this work and you get exposure. If you've not gotten exposure in the first 4 years, then there's something wrong. You didn't use those 4 years well. After those first 4 years, if you like 3 years sometimes, but 4 years max. If after those first 4 years, someone is telling you exposure, that person is trying to cheat you. You're trying to cheat yourself. You understand? Don't do that. You understand? Right now, the matrix of your success is how much can I get out of this thing? because now it's time for that your skill to take care of you.
Yes.
You understand? In the first stage, you were the one taking care of your skill by training it and using it. In the second stage, the skill is now going to take care of you by paying your
Take care of
bills.
you, not paying your bills.
Yes, by selling it,
Very
and it's going to take care of you. It's going to pay your bills. It's going to buy things for you. It's going to get you possessions. You understand? So that's what you must do. Now, stop doing free work. The second thing in that stage is you must package your skills.
Package your skill.
Very important. Remember, you're beginning to sell your skill now, so you must make it look attractive, or else nobody will buy it.
All right.
So you must package your skill.
Right.
This is a mistake people make when they are leaving that first level to the second level. They think, all right, I've gone to school, I've learned how to take photographs, I've learned how to bake cakes, I've learned how to sing. Now, give me the money. You understand? It's not going to work. You have to package it. They feel like if I don't need to package anything, I'm good.
Yes.
But you now need to package it. The packaging needs to look as good as what is on the inside. So if you are running a business, this is the stage in which you might want to think of your branding. Okay. Think of putting your brochure together. You might have done your logo in the first stage, but that's okay. Because I believe people should start out, thinking of your business name very early. Yes. But you might not do a brochure because you might not have a portfolio. You understand? Yes. But this second stage of selling, you must package yourself. So do your brochure, do your portfolio, set up your social media page, set it up well, let your logo be there. You understand? If you want to be selling a physical item, it's now time to now sit down with a designer and design the packaging, design the wrapper. You understand? You must package your skill. Now, that's when we now talk about packaging in the sense of what you put out there. Now, you also think of packaging your skill in the sense of what comes out from within you. So you package yourself on the inside too. You now think of, how do I address clients? How do I talk to people? How do I hold a conversation?
Important.
You understand? Those things help sell, because those are things that people do not know. People focus a lot on, you know what, I'm good at this thing, but they are not good when it comes to their character. You understand? They don't see character as a part of packaging, but it is an integral part of your business, part of your packaging. So yes, your packaging looks good, your logo looks good, your containers look good, but you as a person, your character is not good, so your packaging is incomplete. So when I say package your skill, it's also packaging. It might be the physical skill or the talent, but packaging you yourself in terms of character. Now, so remember, I've said two things now. Stop doing free work, package your skill. Those are all under how to sell your skill. Yes. Now, the third thing is sell for value. Sell for value. Now, this is very important when it comes to selling your skill. This is where we talk about how much you charge. Yes. How much you charge. This is something that a lot of people have a big issue with when it comes to pricing. It's a big issue. People have that issue with pricing a lot. And I was talking to a group of people yesterday, and I told them, it was with them, I launched a video. I just made a course on pricing. And for those that are interested, I think Adejo can leave my phone number. You can contact me. I can sell a link to that video to you where you can learn about pricing. Because pricing is a big problem. I'll tell you why pricing is a big problem. And that's what I said in the class yesterday that I had. I can guarantee that 99.9% of people watching this right now have an issue with pricing. All right. I can guarantee. I don't need to be a magician. I know 99.9% people have a problem with pricing, because pricing is more of a state of mind than it is about what you charge or what you collect in money.
So can you repeat that?
I said pricing is more of a state of mind than what you collect in money.
I hope you got that.
Pricing is yes now.
Yes.
Yeah, people. Yeah, if Oluwa is saying pricing is my main issue, if Oluwa, you're not this, you're not the only one. Everybody here has a problem with pricing, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. It's very easy. Look, the reason why I know that everybody here has a problem with pricing, because pricing is a thing of the mind. For you to price well, you must have an abundance mentality, and that is very scarce. You understand? And why is it scarce? Because when you look at the percentage of rich people in Nigeria, the percentage of wealthy people in Nigeria, because for you to have an abundance mentality, is either you came from a wealthy home or you're around abundance. Now,
or you inherited.
Oh yes, now that's the thing. Yeah. Now, if you look at the percentage of wealthy people in Nigeria, they are less than 1%. Less than 1% of Nigerians are wealthy. So it is 0.something percent. That's why I can tell you 99.9. I can almost sure that I have an issue with pricing.
And apparently, COVID has wasn't the case.
Those people that are wealthy. That wasn't the case. So it might be 0.000% of people. You understand? Now, the truth of the matter is, for you not to have a problem with pricing and have an abundance mentality, you must have been seeing a lot of abundance. And that's why in my interaction, I've interacted with really wealthy people. I've interacted with people from middle class and low end. One thing I realized that people from wealthy homes don't have a problem with pricing. When they are setting up their business, their biggest problem is not pricing. Because they already have their price. They'll tell you, I'm charging 1 million. They'll tell you, this product is 1 million. Because to that person, 1 million is easy. They don't believe that you can, that Adejoa, you're there, you don't have 1 million in your pocket. You don't believe it. I'm telling you, have you ever hung out with somebody that is from a very wealthy home before? Just go to a shop together. Just go to a shop together. And that person just say, this shirt, it looks good. It looks good on you. The shirt is maybe 50,000. It looks good on you. Buy it now. That one is not how much. Just they're not thinking of the price. Just buy it.
That's true.
You understand? Because they believe that the money is available. Money is not the problem. Yes. The problem is do you like the shirt or not? Does the shirt fit you or not? No money. So, but very few of us have that mentality, and that's understandable. I didn't grow up in a wealthy home. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I wanted my dad to give me 15 naira then, I must write a speech and tell him why that 15 naira will be well used. So by the time I grew up and I was doing business, my mentality was, if I want to sell anything to somebody, I must prove to them because this person doesn't have money to waste.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
This is raw truth. Yeah.
Yes, now the person from a rich home doesn't think of money. It just thinks like, if I ask for money, this person should pay me, and if I ask for higher money, he should pay me. But us, we feel like if we need to work it out, we need to prove it, and that's why people keep asking me, how can I charge? What should I charge for this thing? You see somebody that is really talented, really good, and the person will tell you, Mr. Tola, will they pay for this thing? Will they pay for it? I'm not sure they will pay for it. Is it not too much?
The mindset.
That guy is not saying that because he doesn't know his talent is not good. No, he knows his talent is good. The only thing is that because he has grown up with a middle class or low class mentality, he feels like if everybody will hassle him before they give him money.
Or everyone thinks the same.
That's why most people here, everyone thinks the same. You understand? So that's why we have a problem with selling for value. You understand? We have a problem putting a value on our skill. People from middle class homes or low earning homes have a problem putting a value on their skill. I had that problem for a very long time. Very long time. Two things helped me. Exposure, number one. Yes. Number two, faith. You understand? If you can key into faith, you understand, it gives you that abundance mentality. But sometimes that exposure to wrong thing has really pounded your head that even faith sometimes is bending back to what it should be. But you know one thing, that's why I have a problem with pricing, and that's why I did that video on pricing. If you are interested in the video, I'll drop my number, and it's a 5,000 naira video, but it's very, very good. It's very, very good for you if you are
serious. Yes, guys,
it's very important.
I'm going to advise us to get that video. Please, you have to get it by all means. After the session, Mr. Tola is going to drop the link for us. I'm going to send it to all of your phone numbers and your email. Let's try to register in the link I dropped. All right,
Okay.
sir. Yes.
So you must be able to sell for value. You must be able to know what the value of your skill is and sell it for that value. Don't undervalue your skill.
Don't
Because once
undervalue
you
your skill.
undervalue your skill, you are going to ruin this selling your skill phase of your journey.
Of your journey, yeah.
You understand? And remember, this is the point where your skill should be taking care of you.
Yes.
Your skill should take care of you
Yes.
because you have needs.
Yes.
So at this point, you need to invest in those skills and be able to sell it. So sell it by stop doing free work, packaging it right, and sell for value. You understand?
Yes.
You must be able to value your work. And I'll tell you if in that video I tell you how to come up with your price. That is your own price. That is your own unique price. Now, in this second stage, what is the obstacle? What's the obstacle that stops people from selling their skill appropriately? Now, apart from the mentality issue, one of the biggest obstacles is comfort. Comfort. Now, you might say, how is comfort an obstacle to selling your skill? Now, comfort can be a form of... Comfort doesn't mean that you are rich. Comfort doesn't just mean that you are not hungry anymore and you are satisfied with where you are. People that are not able to sell their skill, and that's why I like the theme of this Technovate. I think it's called From Hustling to Business, or what's it called? Something
from hustle to real businesses. Yeah.
Exactly, from hustling to real business. You know, that word hustle, it's a cool word. You understand? Because it's a spirit. It's a spirit.
Okay.
That word hustle. It's a spirit, and I like it. I like when people have some hustle in them. But you can only have some hustle in you when you are hungry. You understand? And you are not in a place of comfort. A lot of reasons why people have a problem with this selling stage is some of them are comfortable. They are comfortable with where they are, what they are doing. In the sense that they might not be satisfied. Remember, comfort doesn't mean satisfaction. Comfort just means you've accepted. Yes. You accepted that this is it. I'm okay. I earn 15K every month.
I'm good.
It takes care of I'm able to transport myself and stuff. It's okay. This is what God wants for me. You understand? That's what some people say. That's comfort. You understand? So you're not forced to sell as much anymore. You have 5 clients call you every month. It has been steady like that. That's okay. Why are we doing any aggressive marketing? No need for us to do aggressive marketing now. Clients are coming. You understand? They are eating. They are not dead. You understand what I'm saying? We're not eating the kind of food we want to. We're eating. You understand? No, that kind of thing. That's the mentality. That's the comfort mentality. And there's no hunger. And there must be hunger. There must be hunger to say, I can do more. I can do better.
Honestly,
I can achieve more.
This is why a lot of Nigerians are poor, and a very low percentage are rich or getting to that stage where they're
Yes.
These wealthy people is around. They are not comfortable even with all the billions they have. Why is Dangote still in business?
Yes, they're still hustling.
Just think it. Continue that.
Still hustling.
We are loving this. There's so much value.
That hustle spirit is very important. I will give you an example, and that's why when you see people that are not doing very well financially, don't be so quick to pity them. When somebody comes to ask you for money, be careful, because you might just be feeding a monster. You might be feeding a gremlin that you don't know. There's this a film, very old film, it's called Gremlins. There's these little creatures. They're like aliens. They are very cute when they are born, very cute. But the thing about a gremlin is that don't feed them. Don't feed a gremlin.
Yes.
But they are so cute. So when people got them, then they feel like they look at their eyes are so big, and they just start feeding them. Once you feed a gremlin, it grows into an ugly monster. You understand? So never feed them. That was the rule. And people started feeding them, and they became ugly monsters and started killing people. Now that's if you ever watched that film, it was a very big film then, it was very old. But some people are gremlins. And when you see them, you kind of pity them like, no money. This guy is soft, Oh, yeah. But he's a gremlin.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
You know when he's a gremlin by when you give him money. You give him money the first time, you come back 2 months
Come
later.
back again. Yeah.
You tell you the money has finished. You give him money again, the money has finished. The more he comes back, the nicer he is. This time he's entitled. You understand? That says,
I've not heard that. The
money
nicer.
was enough for. Please try to. Yes, now he just says that money you gave me is not enough for. Please just try to do better. Add more to it this time.
Yeah.
Become a gremlin.
Yes.
The day you stop giving him that money, it's either he attacks you or he goes out to say terrible things about you. That's a gremlin. You understand? So when you see people that are not doing well, a lot of them is because they have entered into their comfort zone. I'll never forget an experience I had many years ago. There was a guy that used to fix my gen, used to service my gen. And I remember there was a time my gen had issues. It was in the afternoon. And I called him and I said, this guy, and I always used to give this guy extra money, just to fix the gen, give him more.
Course, yeah.
In fact, my wife used to tell me then that, my wife said, this guy, why are you giving this guy extra money just to come and remove the oil and put oil back? I said, because I want to encourage him. The gremlin. I didn't know that. My wife could see earlier than I. And there was a day I called him and I said, come and fix the gen. It's like he's making some noise. And I'll never forget the reply this guy gave me. He said, sir, maybe let me come tomorrow. The sun is too hot right now. That's what he told me. He told me the sun was too hot.
Oh,
you understand? He told me the sun was too hot for him to come out and do his job. So when you see that guy and that guy is going to church and praying to his pastor prayers, he answers Dangote's prayer more than he does. It's just that you are too comfortable. You understand? You don't want to hustle. They don't hustle because for him, he felt like if I made 500 naira today, it's okay. The sun is too hot for him to kill myself.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So there was no hunger in him anymore.
Yes.
So you must be hungry to sell your skill. You must be hungry to always say, I can be better. I can be better. Yes. Look, there are people I meet and I keep, when they see my work, they always tell me, oh, boss, your work is good. You are good. Oh, yeah, boss. You know one thing, a lot of times I tell them thank you. It goes in one ear and out the other. Because I go back to guys that are better than me. And I say, yes. You're not here good.
You're not here good.
I'm not here good.
Yes.
You understand? Because if I start feeding on that, boss.
That's true.
I'll just feel, okay, no need to learn anymore. You understand? And that's why I keep trying to learn. I was telling people this yesterday that I do a lot of speaking. Like this week, I have 5 speaking engagements. Yours is the second one. I have one on Wednesday. I have 2 on Friday. Now, and I had one yesterday. Now, I thought about it, and I said, I enjoy speaking to people, but a lot of times when I speak to people, they're like, "Oh, sir, that was good. That was a good session. I really enjoyed it and stuff." Yes. If I say, "Oh, I'm really good now," you know what? No need to learn, no need to read. Yes. A time will come when nobody will attend any webinar or any speaking engagement. Nobody will attend it. You understand?
That's correct.
And that's why I was telling people yesterday that I had to invest in people. You understand? Someone is saying be right back. I'm trying to understand. Is that to us?
Yeah. I think it's
okay.
Going
so let's just continue.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I told people I invested in a course. Cost almost 200,000. It's John C. Maxwell.
Maxwell, yes.
Organizing the course. You understand? For him, it's costing a lot. But if I want to sell my skill as a communicator, I have to invest in it. You understand? Right. So it's very important that you never get comfortable to the point where you stop investing in your skill. You must always be hungry enough to say, I must invest and get better and get better. To the day you die, you must get better. So very quickly, I want us to go to the last and final phase of the business of your skill. What's the last thing you must do to build your skill as a business? And that is, remember, the first thing we said is you must sight your skill. You must be able to see your skill. Very important.
Correct.
The second thing, you must be able to sell your
Sell
skill.
your skill.
You understand?
Yes.
Yes. So in the first one, cite your skill. That means you must be able to use your skill to fuel your passion.
A passion.
So skill,
Yes.
citing your skill helps your passion. You understand? The second thing is sell your skill. You
Yes.
must be able to use your skill to get possessions. Do you
Yes.
understand? So selling your skill gets you possessions because you are getting money. So you
Correct.
can, your skill is now taking care of you. Now the last, able to share your skill. Share your skill. SHARE. Share.
your skill.
You must be able to share your skills. Now what this is that it connects you to people. This is a phase that a lot of people ignore, especially people that have done well in the second. Thank you, Felua. People that have done well in the second phase of their using their skill as a business. When they start making money as a business, they forget to share. Do you understand?
So like you're doing now.
That is very sad. Yes, like what I'm doing now. It's intentional. You understand? It's intentional because I'm in the phase of sharing.
Yes.
And it is the phase that can take you to the highest level because it connects you to people. It doesn't connect you to passion like the first one.
Yes.
Or connect you to possession like the second one, but connects you to people. And people, a legacy.
Yes.
People. If you go through this third phase of sharing your skill, or sharing, it might even be sharing your skill or sharing the proceeds from your skill. Yeah. So it might not be sharing your skill directly, but being able to use the proceeds from your skill to help people. You will realize that it will raise you to a different level. It will not just raise you to a place of achievement or a place of success or a place of significance or a place of legacy. Legacy. You understand? Where you can leave a legacy. And legacy is very important. Living a legacy is very important because the truth of the matter is we are all going to go. We are all going. You understand? Yes. Nobody's here forever. We are all going to check out. We are all going to check out no matter what. It's the reality of life. You understand? Every day you get up from bed, you are one day closer to your day. You understand? So you must make the best day that day. You understand? So it's once we embrace that reality that one day we will go, you live your life better. You understand? Some things will not worry you as much. So it's not a morbid talk. You understand? To hear about death, it's not morbid. It's just reality. Everybody dies. Everybody will die. The problem is, what are you going to live when you die? There's a book I read a very long time ago. It's called "Who Would Cry When You Die?" Who would cry when you die? You understand? And that book really focuses on what you are doing with it. The most important thing is your ability to share your knowledge, share your talents, share your skill, teach people, mentor people. You understand? Give back. It's very important to give back. It's very important to be charitable. That is how you can build a legacy. That is how you can be known. There's something I read somewhere. It talks about, it says, achievement is when you know what you want to do or what you want, and you go out and you get it. That's achievement. Yes. That's achievement. When you know what you want, you go out and get it. That's achievement.
Correct.
Now, achievement is talking of progress and significance. What stages of significance? Achievement is the lowest stage of significance because you go out and do what you want to do and you get it. And it might mean you doing it on your own, no problem. But I said, it's just like you saying, you know what, I'm going to buy a car by the end of this year, and I do all I can. And at the end of the year, December 31st, I drive in with my car. I feel people will say, this guy did well. He said he was going to do something and he did it. He achieved. He's an achiever. But achiever, as good as it is the bottom of significance. Bottom of significance. The second stage is the stage of success. And success is when you know what you want to do, and that thing is so big that you need people, and you are able to gather other people to see what you want to do and believe in it. You are able to gather them, and they work for you, and they work with you, and you are able to do it with them. That's success. So difference between achievement and success is, with success, you are able to get other people to do something that is bigger than what you.
That's correct.
As bigger than what you can do on your own. So you get a team.
Yes.
That's success. So, to build companies and stuff like that, and get
for example,
500 or 1.
Yeah, for example, starting like running a business and getting people involved, and probably running a training program, offering stuff like that. It's part of that.
Exactly. I like to business. Now let me even use buying a car. Yes. Achievement. Yes. You know what? I want to be I want to be maybe the best logo designer, or win a logo award, design award. That's achievement. I go out and I do all my best and I win an award and say, this guy is the best logo designer of the year, and they call my name, Tola Labi, everybody likes it. That's achievement. You understand? Yes. That's achievement. Yes. Now when you talk about success, is, let me say, I want to build a company, Tola Labi Design. Understand? Yes. And I want it to be #1 company in Africa that has over 500 designers.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. And I'm able to do it. 500 designers working with me, achieving, getting, doing good logo work, and we've done it. You understand? That's success. That is success. Getting clients coming in and everybody's being paid their salary and it's good. That's success.
That's success.
Now, there's a third and final level, and that is the point of legacy. And that's the point where you know what you want, and you're able to get other people to know what they want, and you are able to get them to achieve what they want, and you can even keep achieving it when you are not there anymore. You understand? So I'll give this example. You know, there are companies that do very well. Like there was a school in Abuja now that was doing well. It's called Start Right School, and the owner of the school just died over the weekend. And she had an accident and died. It's a very big school in Abuja, a very good school, and she died. And everybody said she was the heart of the school. She ran the school very well. She was on top of everything. She made sure that the standard did not drop. Now that was a very successful school. But now something is going to be tested. Yes, now is whether or not she was successful or she left a legacy.
That's true.
What will prove whether she left a legacy is if that school is going to continue being one of the best schools in Abuja even after the founder has died.
Yes, correct.
You understand?
Yes.
That's what shows you have a legacy.
Yeah.
If she was able to share her knowledge of how to run a school with enough people within her team,
exactly,
then that school will not have a problem even after she died. The truth of the matter is that if she was able to share her knowledge well enough, that school will even become bigger. You understand what?
Yes.
I'm saying? Because she would have, it won't just be one high in that school. There will be like 10 or 15 highs in that school. So that school should become bigger. And that's what companies like Ford are doing.
At the moment, yes.
Henry Ford died many years ago. Steve Jobs, someone says exactly. But I'm not too sure about this Steve Jobs, because I'm not sure this Apple is doing as well. But he did a very great job, you understand? But you can see that company like Ford doing much better. Disney, Walt Disney, he's dead. But that company is much valuable. You understand?
Yes.
Doing much better. Look, very few Nigerian companies do well after the person died. We are all hailing Dangote now. But the day Dangote dies, that's when I will be impressed with Dangote.
Exactly.
Because people do not know how to share their knowledge and skill with people around them. To say, you know what, when I'm gone, I know that I have 50 other people that will
Yes.
keep pushing this thing. You understand?
Yes.
A lot of big organizations. Look, I'll give you a good example. I watch football a lot, and I follow a club called Manchester United. And Manchester United is a big tragedy story right now. I'm telling you, it's a tragic story. About 10 years ago or so, Manchester United was maybe number one club in the world. Maybe 10, 15 years ago. They had a manager called Alex Ferguson. Alex Ferguson was one of the most successful football managers in history, not just in England, in history.
Wow.
But the day Alex Ferguson retired, the club started going on a downward. If there's anybody here that follows Manchester United, I'll be surprised the person is still watching. If he's still watching their matches, I don't watch matches anymore. Like I just look at this course. You understand? Because the club is a shadow of where it used to be. A shadow. And that's because even as good as Alex Ferguson was as a manager, he failed to leave a legacy.
Yes.
And the faster anybody accepts that, the more we will know. He didn't leave a legacy. You understand? He achieved. He was successful, but he didn't leave a legacy. And that's the problem. You must share. Create yourself.
Yes.
Double yourself. So each year, you must say, I must give out my value to a couple of people. And as we are now, I have a group of designers that I'm working with. And I call them like my inner circle. You understand? Yes. And to me, they're very precious to me. Do you understand? Because I've decided that I would share as much as possible with these people. You understand?
Yes.
So that even if I stop designing and they see the work that these guys are doing, they will say, man, these guys are awesome. Yes. I want to do more than what I'm doing. But when they ask them and just say, who helped you? They can say, oh, there was a guy, Tola Alabi, that really helped me. You understand? Yeah. And that's how I can keep my name alive.
Exactly.
And that's how I can keep my children knowing about me.
Exactly. Very important.
So you must share. You must always share. It gets to the point where you do business and you do business enough, and you help people to build, and you also help them to leave a legacy. Correct. It's very important. Correct. So you must be able to share. Share your skill. It's the final phase of using your skill as a business.
Yes. Please, if you got value, I just wanted to drop in the chat session. I got value, lots of value. Please drop. Sorry, I'm back.
We are winning awards right now.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry, you went off there.
Yes, my internet just, but I'm back. All right.
Adejo, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Clearly.
Oh, sorry. All right. I was just talking in closing about the obstacle to sharing your skill.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was talking about of sharing your skill is short-sightedness.
Yes.
When you are not a visionary, you're thinking about now. You're only thinking about what you are doing now. Do you understand? How much you are making now. You're not thinking about carried away by the awards and the accolades you're getting now. But you're not thinking about what are the awards and accolades you'll be getting even after you're gone. You understand? So you must be able to give freely back. You must be able to give back. So someone should be able to say that because of Tola Alabi, I was able to build my company to this level.
Exactly.
That is the legacy. Yeah. Do you understand? People should be able to say 80 years after I'm gone, to say, look, there was a guy, he did something for the industry. His name was Tola Alabi. Very important. 80 years. Look, do you know when there are people, there are people and there are people. I always say like this, look, there's Bob Marley and there are other reggae singers. You understand? There are two categories. Bob Marley and other people that sing reggae. You understand?
Yes.
Bob Marley is dead. He died, I think, in 1980 or 1980 something. Some people never ever saw Bob Marley. Do you understand? Never, but you still listen to his music. His music still lives on. You understand?
All
Why
right.
did he stand out so much? Because he always gave freely back. It was said, I watched a documentary about him. His gate was always open. He never closed his gate. People always
Wow.
came to his house to eat and do all things. Yes, to the extent where somebody walked into his house once and shot him in his house. That's how there was no security. You understand? It was so open. It was so open. People, when he left Jamaica, he came back after a while to try to help them get back politically. You understand? To be stable. The same thing too. You realize that there are people that act movies that are martial artists, and his body can never. He died in 8.
Correct. Yes. Correct.
You understand? They talk about Bruce Lee and how he helped them. There are other people. Jet Li talks about Bruce Lee. You understand? Because he's able to help people and give back. You understand? Now you hear someone that died in the 70s and they're still referencing him or referencing her. You understand? So you must be able to give back if you want to leave a legacy. There is nothing more important than giving a legacy. I believe to a very large extent that when God welcomes us, one thing is going to welcome us, that's going to make him
It's a legacy you left.
very happy, saying, look, you left a legacy. You didn't just live for yourself.
Yes.
You understand? You left something. That is the most nobody in history that has more popularity than Jesus Christ. Nobody ever in history.
Yes.
Over 2,000 years, and he's still mentioned. That's why Donald Trump, in one of his speeches, as much as some people might not like him, he said, when he said he's the most popular person, he said, no, I'm not the most popular person. Jesus is. I'm not. I don't even come close to Jesus. No way, because Jesus gave the ultimate. Nobody can ever outgive Jesus. He gave the ultimate. You understand?
Yes.
And you can see because of that, Christians are the most people in the world. Christians, the most in the world. The Bible is the most sold book in the world.
Yes.
That comes from giving.
Yes.
You must give. The more you give, the more you build a foundation for you not to be forgotten. So it's very important.
The more you build foundation.
So in closing, I'm just going to round this up.
All right. Thank you so much.
You must use these 3 skills, these 3 areas of your skills. Number 1, cite your skills. Number 2, sell your skills. Number 3, share your skills. Now, I'll tell you the disadvantage. I'll tell you some people only do 1. Some people only do 2. I'll tell you the disadvantage of doing only 1 of each of them, because they're all good, but in isolation, they are bad. Now, if all you do is cite your skill and live for your passion, expressing your passion, you never sell your skill, you never share your skill, that leads to a lack of resources, and it makes you a mediocre. It makes you a laughing stock. And that's why you see people, because in the end, what happens is you are so passionate, you are working so passionately, but you are not making money. You can't pay your rent. You can't send your children to school. Yes. Those children will laugh at you. They will say, Dad, he likes football, but that's all he does. He just plays football. He never sent us to school. He's an irresponsible man. Do you understand? That's what they'll think. Or they'll say, our mom is an irresponsible woman. She knows how to cook, but she never sold it into a passion. Yes. Irresponsible woman. Yes. That's what they'll say. If all you do is cite your skills and follow your passion. Number 2, if all you do is sell your skill and you never use it as a passion, you never share it, what it leads to is loneliness, fear, insecurity, and this is what leads to suicide the most. People that do this, number 2, only sell their skills, they never go through a passion stage, they never go through a stage of somebody that is so successful. You can't say, this guy, look at how many cars he has. See what he has in his bank account. And you hear that he killed himself. Because number 1, he never enjoyed what he did. Number 2, he never shared it with anybody. So you see that he's not surrounded by friends, true friends and true family. All he thought about was the money he was making from selling his skill. Those people are truly unhappy. Now, the third one, People that focus on only sharing their skills, but they don't go through citing their skills, using that the passion, and go through a period of selling their skills and making money. Because people feel, why should I make money? You understand? It's wrong now. Why? So there's some people that do that. They feel like if you are selling anything, then you're a bad person. You're a greedy person. Why are you selling? Why can't you give it for free?
Yes.
The problem with that is that people that only share, they are not business minded at all.
Yes.
Is that in the end, these people become fatigued, stressed, and resentful.
Exactly.
You understand? Because there are so many people that want free stuff. And if all you do is give people free stuff, people will always be knocking at your door.
Exactly.
Give me free stuff. Give me free stuff. Give me free stuff. Before you know it, you spend yourself so much that you feel
correct.
fatigued.
Yes.
I tell people I do a class called Premium Mentoring. I have a course called Premium Mentoring.
Yeah,
it
it's
is not
right.
cheap.
It's right on your
I
Instagram.
do it for
Please,
50.
you guys should follow up that program, please.
Yes, it costs 50K. It can never go down. It can only come up because more and more people call me telling me they want to do it.
And there's no
if
refund.
I do it for free, I will not sleep at night. So I have yes now. No refund. And that if I made it free, people will be coming for mentoring, and my family will not enjoy me.
Enjoy you. That's true.
Enjoy myself. So I have to put that test for those people that I know that cut people. So I won't back. It's not bad to sell, but think of sharing too, but don't live a life of just sharing. In the end, people will not appreciate it. In the end, those people that just share and never sell become resentful. They become very bitter people because they always expect that since they've always been sharing, they should always get things for free too. So they feel like if I've been giving out all my resources for free, the day they go and meet somebody and say, Mr. Tola, pay for this, they're like, see this guy. After all the free stuff I've given him, he's selling stuff to me. They become resentful.
Yes.
Because you decided to share and he decided to sell doesn't make him a bad person. You understand? You are the one that doesn't have the balance in your life. You understand?
Yes.
So you must balance selling with sharing. So you don't become resentful and you don't become stressed at the end of the day. So at this point, I would like to close up because I want to ask one or two questions.
Thank you so much.
That is actually how you can use your business, your skill as a form of business.
Thank you so much. Please, I just want us to put our hands together. I can use the emoji. If you got value, I just wanted to write in the comment box, I got value. Thank you, Mr. Tola. Thank you, Mr. Tola Alabi. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate. You said so much. Honestly, I'm just, if I want to go right, I'm going to spend a whole lot of time. But then, for those of us who have the question, I'm going to take one or two questions, please, just one or two questions. I see that some of you have registered on the link. I'm going to forward your details to Mr. Tola. He's going to send you the links as promised. Thank you very much, sir. You've spoken a lot. You spoke about the two categories of skill, natural skill and the acquired skill. You spoke about the first stage where you need to see your skill, where you need to, you need to fuel your skill into a passion. You spoke about the various obstacles. You spoke about wrong and negative association. You cannot be a graphic designer or whatsoever field that you're doing business, and you're hanging out with the wrong set of folk or people from different industry. You can relate with them on the basis of learning one thing or the other about their industry. You also spoke about being able to sell your skill, know when to do free work, don't do free work, package your skill well, your branding, put it in shape. You must use your skill to fuel your passion. I took note of that. You also spoke about the fact that your character is part of your packaging. It's very important. See, I've, myself personally, as a web designer and also a graphic designer, I've had some difficult clients, and I've had to, and it has helped to model. I've been able to now build myself, understand how these people relate, so that I can interact with them very well. Because people are funny, but they must learn how they
True.
communicate. If you don't know how someone communicates, see, no customer or no client is too hard. Just know how they communicate and what they are communicating, and address them well. That is where the place of value comes in. There are people that will just do business with you because of good character. You might not have it 100%, but because of good character, good communication and approach, they'll buy from you. You spoke about don't be comfortable, and it's a very powerful point. A lot of people are just comfortable with average, are comfortable with making 5K, 10K per design, whereby there are people that are dead and that will charge 25,000, 50,000 per design. Don't be comfortable. That is a very greedy mentality. You spoke about abundance mentality. If you don't believe, if you believe that there's no money in this world, there's so much money in the world for all of us. That's just it. There's so much money.
True.
You need to begin to think in that light. Thank you so much. You spoke about sharing your skill, selling your skill, and the final point was sharing your skill, leaving a legacy. Very, very important point. What we're going to do, I'm going to put together this whole session in a video. For those of you who have registered via the link, I'm going to send the recorded session to you. Also, you are going to have the privilege of Mr. Tola sending you his courses, his programs, and please, I beg you, go to his YouTube channel. You can search either for Tola Alabi or Pro Up Masterclass and subscribe. Please subscribe. I beg you, go and watch
all. Pro Masterclass.
Go and watch all the videos there. I spent an entire night. I was supposed to work, but I ended up watching Tola Alabi all through the night. Man, I didn't recover. I was preaching. Sorry. I was literally preaching you to everyone that I say, every creative person, man, you need to listen to this. You need to listen
Pro
to
Masterclass.
Yes, Pro Masterclass. Thank you so much. Please, let's put our hands together once again for Mr. Tola. And I have not seen any question. Okay, sorry, sir. Quick one. I have a question here.
I think there's one question there.
Yeah, say how can we convince ourselves as a professionals that the financial value we tag is the right amount? I don't know if you get the question correctly, sir.
Okay, how can you convince yourself? That's a good question. How can you convince yourself that convince yourself or convince the client? Convince yourself, right?
Please, the person needs to be clear.
No, I think the person is kind of clear enough. I just want to remember.
All right.
Can you read the question again?
Okay. Yeah. Now it said, how can we convince ourselves as the professionals that the financial value we tag, maybe to a particular service, is the right amount? I think it should be clear now.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Whoever wrote that question needs to go and get that video I'm talking about.
Please get the video. I'm going to send the link to you.
Yeah. You know what you should do? Okay. Just leave my number. I can give you my number. I think someone can type my number there. I think I think Jafar is up on there. Please, Jafar. Can you type my number, Jay? Let you have my number. Contact me on WhatsApp. Tell them you're interested in that video, and I would send you the link to the video that talks about pricing, because there's only one way of knowing that you're charging the right price, and that's why I tell people you must charge that price that scares you. Thank you very much, Jay.
That's a new one. You must
charge that price that scares you. Yeah. Yes, people don't do that, but it's very important. Charge the price that, if you watch that video, you will understand all I'm saying.
Please, you need to watch the video, guys.
As I tell people, it's one of the best pricing videos that you can get out there.
Yes.
So because pricing is very important, and one confusion people have is, am I charging the right price? Am I charging the right price? Then they ask me, Mr. Tola, how much do you charge? And I tell them I'm charging 50,000. So they think about it. Mr. Tola, has been working for 10 years. Me, I've been working for 5 years. That means if he's charging 50,000, I should charge 25,000. That is a faulty way of thinking. Because the truth is, I tell people, there are people that are not as good as I am, or as experienced as I am, and they are charging more than I am.
You do, yes.
And that is the right price they should be charging.
Exactly.
There are people that are better than me, more experienced than me, but they are charging lower than I'm charging, and they're still charging the right price. That's still the right price for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you must charge, your pricing must be authentic to you.
Mr.
Very
Atola,
authentic.
I'm
Because
thinking
clients can tell when your price is authentic.
This person, we need to work on our mindset. See, the mindset is you need to work on the mindset, because if you don't believe you can charge the amount,
pricing
you will be scared to charge it. You can't defend it.
Yes.
You even get yourself. You begin to converse with that client in such a way that you begin to question if you should be paid that amount.
Look. Yes, if you charge my price, you will fail, because you cannot charge someone else's price confidently.
Exactly.
It's not possible. You can't charge someone else's price confidently. So you have to be able to come up with your own price. Your price is very important. It's very important that you know your own price.
Your own price. So one more question and we're done for
As a matter of fact.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Okay, before we're even done, I said I'm going through the people that are on right now. I just want to recognize the people that have been very supportive to me over time, and I just see their stuff and I just don't want to bypass them. I can see that Victoria is here.
Hey, Victoria, please raise your hand. Let's see. Please, if they mention you, please just raise up your hand. Let's know you. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, she's always supporting, and I'm very, very appreciative. So I'm glad to see her here.
Good to see
Jay
you.
Jafar. Jafar is in my inner circle and also part of my premium mentoring class. So he's a right-hand man to me. So I'm glad to see him here too.
Jafar, welcome.
I see Steven is here. Steven is also part of my inner circle. So
Steven,
I want to appreciate him too. Yeah, Steven Noale, he's an amazing guy. And there's some people I can see names here, but I can't. I can't place the names. This Oluwa Shion.
Yes.
I
understand.
But thank you all. I want to appreciate everyone for taking the time to listen to this session today. Because some people, I just sent them the link tonight and they were still able to join. So I'm really happy about that.
Thank you so much. You brought in a whole lot of people here tonight. Okay, so the last question here is this person is asking.
There are awesome people.
Yeah, is it okay to share your skills if you are still at the citing your skills stage? That is the stage 1.
Dynamic print. Okay, it's good to have you. Yeah. Dynamic print. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm just going through that to see. Sorry, I'm going off.
It's okay.
Up base. I get excited to see these designers. You know one thing, I'm going to go off a bit here.
Okay.
Why I like celebrating designers is there's some designers that because of their passion and their support, I don't think they understand how much their support means to me. Some of them go out of their way to just tell me, Mr. Atola, I really appreciate what you are doing. Like you just said now that you spent time watching my video and you really appreciate it.
Yes.
You know what it takes for you to tell somebody that? That is something that you don't get a lot in the circle of the so-called pro and the people that might be considered as bosses.
Yeah.
There is not as love as there is between the people that are here, the designers that are struggling to make a name for themselves. That's why I always want to see designers do well, because the amount of love and support they show is so important. So I always try to take time to just recognize people that.
Thank you.
So what was that your question?
Yeah, the question is it okay to share your skills if you are still at the citing your skills stage? That's a stage 1, remember?
Yeah. No. Don't start sharing anything yet. That's the problem. If you are still at the citing your skills stage, don't start a mentoring class, because you yourself still need mentoring. You understand?
Yes.
go to school, learn. The only way you can share there is when you're offering your service so that you can build a portfolio.
Correct.
You understand?
Correct.
So if you are still citing your skill, don't let anybody intimidate you that you should be doing a training. You should be teaching. Look, you are still teaching yourself. You are still learning. You are still trying to use your skill.
Correct.
You understand? So enjoy yourself. Look, that's citing your skill part of everything.
Yes.
Have fun. Even found areas specializing, test everything. In my starting, motion graphic design, logo design. It was only after I finished citing my skill and going to, okay, I will specialize in logos. I will sell that to the core. Do you understand? So have fun, but don't put on yourself the responsibility of you have to share. No. All what you are doing, you're citing your skill is using it to look, think of it this way. In your cite your skill level, you are giving to your skill. You are giving to it. You are making it bigger. You are feeding it. So that's the most important thing to you. In your sell your skill level, you are giving back to yourself. You are taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, buying things, changing your laptop, improving your office, stuff like that.
Correct.
In your sharing skill, you're now looking out to people around you and taking care of them. You understand?
Exactly.
So the most important thing in your site, your skill, is your skill. Take care of your skill.
Yes. Thank you so much. Oh God, I want to end, but Mr. Awofisai, I just want to take his question. Is it ever too late to cite your skills? As for example, if you're approaching your 40s, this is going to be the final question tonight. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Yes, and it's a good question. It's a good question to end with. It's never too late. However, I would prepare your mind. It is not as easy as somebody who is 18 that has cited their skill. It's not as easy as someone who is 20 who has cited their skill. When you're 40 and you're citing your skill, it's hard. And I've been mentoring people, and to be honest with you, I won't say I failed at mentoring this person, but this has been the only person that I've tried to mentor, and I've not taken the person across the line. And I think about it every day, and I'm saying, what could I have done right with this person? But the biggest issue I had with that person was the person was closer to 40. The person just turned 40 this year. And it was hard for the person to make the sacrifices that I was asking of the person, because the person had to take care of their children, take care of their family.
That's true.
You understand? So she couldn't make that sacrifice. It's hard. It's very, very hard. It's very, very hard, but it's possible. In Nigeria, if you're abroad, is it more possible? Because you can quit your job and they'll be giving you unemployment insurance.
Exactly.
In Nigeria, if you quit your job,
you're on your own.
Anyway. You understand? You're on your own. But if you are dedicated, then you can still work your jobs and dedicate your nights
to work. Yes.
To doing your passion. Yes. Dedicate your weekend. It just won't take more from you than a 20-something-year-old, but it is possible.
It's possible. Thank you very much. Thank you once again. Mr. Tola Labi. Guys, I think one of the ways we can appreciate this man for giving his 1 hour 50, almost 2 hours with us is to please share this video. Go to his Instagram handle, follow him. If you are not following Mr. Tola before now, follow him, talk about him. Like I've said, go subscribe to his YouTube channel, turn on your notifications, share his videos everywhere. He didn't charge us a dime to give us this value. There's so much value. This is what we should pay thousands upon thousands for. But he's done it for us from his heart.
Thank you for sharing that.
We appreciate it so much.
Someone just shared my Instagram handle. Thank you.
Yes, Tola Labi Designs. Also, he's on Twitter. He's on Facebook as well. Please follow him everywhere. And also, please, he's offering a few courses. His masterclass is also there. I would encourage you to subscribe, to be a part of it, and that will really be good of us. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time with us tonight. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you, Ifeolu. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So feel free to contact me on WhatsApp 00232662249. Contact me on WhatsApp and you can ask about any of the resources. I'll let you know what it takes to.
Very well. Very well. Thank you
to
so
get it.
much. And I just want to take a minute to
Thank you.
appreciate one of the speakers. Do you know that one of the speakers to join the session? She was part of the session tonight.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Madam Fiji.
Oh, that's nice. Nice.
We're gonna be having on Thursday, and it's going to be also mind blowing, guys. You need to be in the room. Tomorrow we're having Dr. Stephen Akintayo at Technovate, and please, I want to encourage every one of us. Since I already have our handles, I'm going to send us the link for tomorrow so that you can be part of it. There's so much value, there's so much to learn, and I would like us all to be part of it. So, in the absence of no other questions, and I would like to call it a wrap tonight. Once again, thank you, Mr. Tola. We are indebted to you. Thank you for your time with us tonight. Yes, everyone.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a very good evening.
Thank you.